All right, I'm gonna get straight to it. If you didn't already know, today is the 24-hour blackout. Essentially, what it is, it's like a protest to the corrupt government trying to, in a way, hurt their pockets, but not even that. Just really just try to focus on our locals more. So, like, basically, don't spend money on gas, food, like none of that, unless you actually absolutely need it. Um, but other than that, you basically do that for 24 hours, and that's how you it's a start of making a difference, essentially. But what this video is really about, it's not really about trying to go in depth about it. It's just about how my perspective in all this. So like the thing is, right? Um, I like it definitely because it brings power to the people, you know. But I'm not here to put my views onto others or talk about my political views or whatnot. I'm not gonna do that. But I will say there's something to be learned from this. The thing about it is, when it comes down to supporting our locals, I feel like we do need to do that more. We don't realize that we're just spending money on random companies that don't really care about us. And so we need to focus on those who are trying to start up. Like, it's crazy, especially for me, especially with food, I noticed. That's my first change because I used to kind of just go to whatever is near me. Now I still do that, but I'll be like, is there any like black owned restaurants, black owned businesses or something or whatnot? But it doesn't have to just be African American or whatnot, but like sometimes I go to an Indian, sometimes I go to uh Brazilian restaurant. It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying, try to support the locals and stuff like that. And it feels good. I mean, yeah, sometimes you might have to pay a little bit more, but honestly, like, we got to understand, like, a lot of people complain about these local businesses that are starting up and they're going high because the demand for it is low. It's low and they need some profit. So it's going to start off high. It's the reason why these major companies are so low usually is because, like, dude, everybody wants their stuff, their products, but there's less demand. I mean, yeah, actually there is less demand because there's a lot more products, right? So what I'm learning from this is that this now the thing is, they say this could be like an everyday thing, like for a month or something. Now, obviously, people need what they need, but I feel like how we should all go from this, or learn, or what we should learn from this, is that we should support our local businesses more, because a lot of these bigger companies, when I like, don't really care. Like, when I say don't care, it's like it's just a monopoly type thing. But I don't want to get into that. But it's just more so we need to. So let me say this. Let me say this, right? So there is a particular principle in Kwanzaa, right? It's a holiday. I'm not gonna go into what Kwanzaa is, but I feel like we should all go through with those principles, right? Which I'm not gonna go through with them. Like, for example, I'm not gonna go through all the principles of Kwanzaa, but one is called Ajima, a collective work. With responsibility creates perpetual strong black community. We must work together, live together, grow together, and do all these with dignity. It's about giving and helping with solutions and assisting our fellow sister and brother. This should happen in the church, halls, the mosques, the schools, and at home with the father and the mother. If we do this, we can challenge and claim victory over adversity of any variety. We have the obligation to also sow these kinds of seeds and harvest to the fruits of society. And also another thing, cooperative economics, Ajama. We must never forget that we must continue to fight and plan to be self-sustaining, to own businesses. We must truly emphasize prayer, faith, education, and training. When we begin to own where we work, upward and outward collectively, we shall rock it, because we will then have true economic power with credit, solidarity, and capital in our pocket. We can then demand with confidence, receive a level playing field, and on this field, we shall win, because what's history has been instilled. So look, basically, all that to say is that we should help each other more. We shouldn't really, we can't. I noticed people around me are more focused on themselves and trying to survive, and I get that because it's hard to survive in this nation. But we have to support more of our community. Now, of course, I said black community, but this can be applied to any community. But it's just important to do that because if you don't, you won't have that power and that freedom and control. You know? And I'm all about, of course, everybody's all about freedom and making sure they can control their life. So I'm not saying and sitting here to say, you know what, you should only go for local businesses, black owned businesses. Black. I'm not. I mean, if you could, that'd be nice, definitely, because it puts money back in our communities, not the what I'm saying, the higher up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of being considerate every once in a while. At least think about it. And I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, I've been going to everything." No, I just found some spots near me, and I go back there whenever I can. So let's do it. So yeah, hope everybody have a good day, stuff like that. I just want to spread a little message, like I always do on this channel, and y'all have a great one. And don't stress. There's a lot going on in life. Just try not to stress. You know what I'm saying? Do some meditation, do some yoga, do something. But I love y'all. God bless you too.